When you didn't eat, you made sure we ate. You went to sleep hungry. You sacrificed for us. You the real MVP.
So welcome back to another episode of the Clipboard, one half of your backcourt podcast. I'm Coach Chuck.
And it's Coach Rel, a.k.a. T-Rob, and we're back.
I swear I hate when he does that. But first and foremost, I want to say Happy Mother's Day to all the mothers out there.
Shout out to all the mothers, single mothers, married mothers, everyone. We love all y'all.
I love the single mothers.
I
Anyway,
know you do, Chuck.
anyway, I think
shout out to the basketball moms, too. Y'all really be holding it down.
Yeah, as a coach, sometimes they go a little crazy, but shout
Mr.
out to them
Alexander.
too. What?
Control yourself, sir.
No, all right, so look, we got a good episode today. We got some of the best point guards of New Jersey from the 90s, so we're going to bring it back. I'm the OGs.
Oh, yeah.
So we're going to introduce them single-handedly.
The heavy hitters.
I'm going to go in order from top right and down to the bottom. So we got Dennis Leonard,
D-Rock.
better known as D-Rock. Say what's up.
What's going on, my people? How y'all doing today, man?
Doing good. Below him, we got.
Hey, to all my mothers out there.
Oh, yeah. Most definitely. Below him, we got one and only Allen Watson.
What's up, everybody? How y'all doing today?
Maintaining.
What up? Mr. A-Gang.
Hey.
Blue Bills.
And then last but not least, we got Elijah Allen. What's going on, bro?
Hey, man, shout out me, man. Shout out.
Beloved.
Good, baby. Happy Mother's Day to all.
Definitely.
So first and foremost, I've known you guys since I was super young. Grew up watching some of y'all play, and you guys are influences for the era before me, my era, and people still talk about you guys now. At this time, so we're gonna go individually. Just talk about you guys' journey for a little bit, and then we want to compare and contrast some things from this era now back to y'all era.
Mm-hmm.
So let's start with you. Who you want to start with? I'll let you choose.
Let me choose. Well, I kind of had a question for all of them though.
Go ahead.
My question for all you guys all went to some D1 schools, but they were like low level D1 schools. So for the most part, when people go to that level, they're not really competing for a national championship. All right. So my question to you guys, when you were playing, did you guys try to get like personal accolades, point scoring, or was it really an emphasis on winning at your level? We could start with a D-Rock.
All right, well, I'll jump on that one first. I think you were asking, was we caught up in just getting points and stats and things of that nature? I think that's what the question similar
Exactly.
was asking.
Exactly.
Nah, man, I was a team sport guy first. I mean, St. Rocco's taught us that from the foundation.
Mm-hmm.
Just to go back a little bit, all three of us actually on the screen right here, we all come from that St. Rocco.
All five of us, because me and Chuck went to St. Rocco's too.
That foundation of us playing was all about teamwork. Now you can have your individual stats, and I think those are all good.
Mm-hmm.
But honestly, man, it was about winning the game, playing hard as you can, and leaving it all out there on the court when you left that game.
Okay.
Yeah.
You agree, Al?
Yeah, I have to agree. The foundation of St. Rocco's, I think Paul instilled in us. I mean, everybody was good for the most part.
Yeah.
So it was never a one-man show. We had people that were better. By the time I came to St. Rocco's, I looked at D-Rock as he was like it for me. I was coming from playing football, but so in getting better, I mean, it just. You have good people around you, so you didn't have to do everything. Sometimes you had games where you might have had high points, but it was never to go out and try to get 20 or get 30. We wanted to win. St. Rocco's had a tradition, and we just fit right into that tradition.
Okay.
No doubt.
E, what you think, E?
All right, hey, listen, young fellas, I'm gonna tell y'all first goal on. None of us went on the court saying we ain't gonna win a national championship. That's you striving for that, even if you don't get it. You feel what I'm saying?
Okay.
First goal on. None of us went on the court saying we ain't gonna win a national championship. That's you striving for that, even if you don't get it. You feel what I'm saying?
Okay.
And at the end of the day, that's how we was taught. Al going to Coppin and D-Rock going to James Madison, and see, you know what? It's funny that you talk about that. and I know we're gonna get into this, but that's one of the major problems of this generation. In their mind, if it ain't
that's where I was going.
all or something, it ain't considered D1. Man, let me tell you something. Major D1, it got some problems involved in there.
Definitely.
Of us, even though we play mid-major D1, which is what it's said as in that's the name of it, or that's how it's looked at, we all played against the best teams. You feel what I'm saying? All of us can play against some of the best players. Always look at it as sometimes you rather go mid-major D1 and play than to go big-time D1 and play a couple minutes. You know what I'm saying?
No, definitely.
I don't want that to be misconstrued because D1 is rough, and that's the problem now. A lot of us think that thing is easy. Not to you, but I know we're on a podcast.
No.
Getting to understand it.
This is exactly why I asked the question, because I see a lot of guys now, like, if they're not making it to those high major levels, they kind of have a personal agenda, and it's not about winning. It's about getting to wherever they want to get to, so they're chasing stats. So I wanted you guys to answer that so they could get an understanding from you guys, because if you make it to the D1 level, like, it's elite level competition, and you're going to be playing elite level competition. Just because you're not at Duke or Kentucky, one of those schools might be on your schedule, or someone of their caliber. You know, so I wanted you guys to answer that question just for the younger kids that are watching the show so they can hear it.
Talking about the journey, I know everybody's journey was different. I know, D-Rock, you were a JUCO All-American at Allegheny? I can't pronounce it. Okay. Allegheny. And I was told, now I want you to answer this, that you had some high major schools come in late, Georgia and maybe Alabama and things like that, but you chose to go to FDU because you wanted your grandmother to see you play. Is that correct?
Absolutely. And I'm not going to say that it was Georgia. It might have been maybe a Rhode Island or something like that, who's Atlantic 10 that maybe came on a little bit later. You know, it wasn't as high as a Georgia or anything like that. But at the end of the day, like I said, any level of Division I is tough. And also, I just want to say this because Al said this earlier. Another thing that's lacking is a respect factor. And the one thing Al said was when he came to St. Rocco's, he was up under D-Rock, right? And even though, you know, I grew up on another side of town, which was more so on a group called St. Columba, I did come up under St. Rocco's. That's where we all played at. Even though I don't care where you were at, if you were younger, you played under Paul and St. Rocco's. So that's how, and I was up under, you know, D-Rock as well. And my thing is, D-Rock, Lance, is a respect thing. Those guys did it before us, and that's what we sorely lacking now. It's not everybody want to be the chief or something, and nobody want to go through the increment steps like we did. And it was always a respect thing, but first and foremost, because at the end of the day, you got to follow the path of someone who did it already. We out here trying to reinvent the wheel. You know what I'm saying? And we make it harder. Like D-Rock said, you don't go for points. We ain't just learning that from Paul. We learned that from watching people before us, like D-Rock and Lance. You know, you got yours within the game. So you learn not only from the coach, but you learn from your peers because they did it before you. You feel what I'm saying?
So,
without question. And just to add on to that, man, because Elijah made a valid point, and by dropping a couple of names that he did, they only giving me my props because I'm like a year or so ahead of Eli and Ali Watt. But Chuck sitting right there, and he know it firsthand, man. His uncle, man. His uncle paved the way for mostly all of us. And his uncle was Sean Evans, man. Like, Sean was special with that rock. And everybody that was ahead of us and anybody that was playing with us on the same level or a year or two behind you, you had all of you guys, man, sitting there waiting for that playing time. So there was no way that you could slack. You know what I mean? The moment I had a bad day of practice, man, I was sitting on the bench the next game because it was somebody hungry, man. At least 6, 7 guys underneath me hungry. So I couldn't have my mind caught up in just stats. I wasn't worried about getting points, even though you feel good, man. As a teenager or a preteen, you feel great getting points. But be honest with you, man, I already knew because I had a coach that was about substance, not just points. That wasn't going to always work, man. Yeah, I know we're going to double back, but Eli and Ali Watt both made some valid points. And T-Rob, right? That's what you're saying?
Yeah, T-Rob, Terrell Robinson. Me and Chuck Cousins. So when you drop the name Sean Evans, that, you know, that kind of ring a bell for me. But it's crazy because I never really got to see him play. But for you to vouch for him like that, because he be talking about his old back in the day stories to me, you know. So now that you vouching for him, now I gotta go back humble to him.
Yeah, man. Hey, honestly, man, it was quite a few guys even before him.
Yeah.
But I'm just saying, it's the type of thing that kept me humble, knowing I had to stay hungry, man. And I always had that razor sharp thing with me where if I ain't gonna get better by playing against the cat, man, no need for me to be out here.
So
I'm not gonna sit there and act as if Ali Watt and Eli ain't have me on my job every time I played. And there's a couple guys that was supposed to be on this podcast tonight.
Yeah.
That's missing.
Yeah,
that
man.
on edge too, and Eli mentioned Lance's name earlier.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Also, no jump in, but he mentioned Lance's name earlier, man.
I wanted it to be the I wanted to be the OGs, man. I tried to get
level D1 or whatever. We all went to college playing that ball we love.
Definitely.
And I know we're gonna talk back. I want to take up all the time.
No, you good.
Back on that mid-level, high-level thing again.
Yeah.
Because we was recruited by every damn school in the country. Yeah. To be honest. And Chuck Pops can vouch for that. I verbally committed to Providence, Georgia Tech. I mean, how many verbals I gave? I gave about 7.
You got a lot of coaches mad at you right now.
So what I want to do, SATs. See, these are the lessons that the young kids need to know, so they don't make the same mistake that we all made. Like that's why I got into coaching, because I made mistakes, got kicked off of Benedict, so I wanted them not to make the same mistakes I made, right? But everybody giving flowers, so what I want to do is something different. All you guys play with each other, against each other. I want you guys, starting with Al, to give like a memory of the other two. So like a game where you was like, damn, Elijah going crazy right now, or D-Rock going nuts. You know what I mean? Just bring back the memories.
I mean, against each other or just
wherever. It could be against each other. It could be another game.
General.
Because I speak to Frank White a lot. Right? Hold on. I speak to Frank White, and he's giving me, he's of in y'all era, maybe a little bit before y'all, and he speaks glowingly of all of y'all. And he just said like the guard play back then was crazy, from U3 to Lance to Reek Goodman. Horace Jenkins, and we have I have 45-hour-minute talks talking to him about you guys. So I want you guys to give me a memory of each other.
Okay. I'm gonna start with this was easy for these two cats, but D-Rock, man, so many. But I will start with the one that we were in college. I don't know if I guess D was a junior. In the NCAA tournament, and
that's big
he watching him like this is my brother. We in college and NCAA is on. I'm really watching my brother really rock like on national. Who was it against in the tournament?
Florida, University of Florida.
Yo, I'm talking about not just like I'm talking about balling like. Me and this joker personally, we get it in personal. I'm talking about summers like
facts.
Essex Catholic Gym, hot blazing. Like, so just seeing him, like, yo, this is my dude. Like, this is crazy. Like, that memory is like embedded in me. Like, just seeing him, just how happy I was to see him really rocking and doing it. Like, and I told you, I started with him from St. Rocco. Like, and when I mentioned earlier, just from him. He was so far ahead at a young age because I came into basketball later. Like I was a football player, but played basketball. But I'm just like, dang, he is it. So just to see him at that time in college doing what he was doing, like, was dope for me. It was a great feeling for me. Again, and that was the NCAA tournament. And then I could say the same thing with E. Probably one of the best performances, hands down. Like, to see he really like I'm talking about, and he doing it against a highly profile guard. Like he really held the city down with the performance and it was like a lot of people were amazed, like, yo, he did this, but it's like that's what he do. You know what I'm saying? Like that's what he do. Like, and once you caught fire, the people that know him and we grew up with him. Like you can see him once before. I'm talking about way before the 40-something. When it's leaving, you like, oh nah, it's over. It's one of them days. Yes, sir. So, good point. So for me personally, I could name a bunch of games that I played against them and seen them do tremendous things, but those two games stand out and will always be a part of me just because it was the NCAA tournament is like You know, that's like the goal for,
Yeah.
you know what I mean? And to see them do it at that on that platform and rep the city was dope for me.
Definitely.
Elijah, you next.
Hey man, listen man, Watt, I appreciate it, bro. Let me tell you something. First of all, Watt, I'll start with Watt, right? Let me tell you something. Watt, I ain't even gonna say a particular game because first of all, Watt was one of the leading assist getters in the NCAA. Forget mid-major, just the whole D1 level. Period.
Okay.
And anybody who know the game know that if you could manage 8, 9, close to 10 assists, probably was more than that.
Oh my God.
Not one game. We talking about like longevity. And see, that's the thing that we try to relate to these young ones. You get one game,
Talk
it ain't
to 'em.
time to go to social media like I'm about to go to the league. We talking about longevity when you talk about the game. You know what I'm saying? But see, the thing about it is, Al Watt had this move, right? And you ain't want no parts of it, bro. Like, let me tell you something.
Bye.
Let me tell you something. Al Watt had these moves, son, that I think we all of them been caught with. And at the end of the day, it's just a matter of where you want to get caught at. You prefer to get caught in the gym with just us there. But if you get caught 8 at night in the hole, or 8 at night in Branchbrook, or East Orange campus, or the last game of the East Orange campus on a Sunday, hey man, you just got to wear that because trust me, man, my man, you don't know him, but D-Rock and Al know him, but my right hand man, E Buckets. Done jumped on me a few times by Al hit me with that move, and I was behind him. So it ain't no one game. Every time we play Al, we know that shit coming. It's just a matter of when. You know what I'm saying? So that's one of the best memories of Al Watt, man. Besides one game of him scoring buckets, it's just that one move that you know. You like, yo, I know it's coming. I'm prepared for it.
Hey, nothing you can do about it.
D-Rock, big as we say, big bro. The same thing what Al said, man. Regardless of, I'm gonna say two things with D-Rock. One was the Florida game in the NCAA tournament because just like Al said, that gave us fuel to say I want to be there one day because D-Rock was one of the first ones I know that I could touch personally. That I played with in the summer that made it that far.
Okay.
And see, that's another thing. I try to throw little nuggets out here. That's another thing. We got to think big. We think too small in this generation. You feel what I'm saying? We want to go score 30 down the street after leaving high school. You got to think big, and that's how we thought. Looking at D-Rock, we was thinking big. Everything under what D-Rock did, like when we played against each other with Paul and moving on to Branch and all that was a stepping stone. That wasn't the end all be all, and that's the mentality that I think a lot of us have now. It was a stepping stone. You know what I'm saying? So watching D-Rock in the NCAA tournament, and then I'll never forget one of the best, I feel like, and I know Al had some great whole moments. I don't even know if y'all know about the whole Chuck.
Yeah, I know.
Young whippersnapper.
Chill, relax, though. Just relax.
You know what I'm saying? I was still in diapers.
Hey, man.
I was like 6, 7 years old.
One game, and it got to go down as one of the best games ever in the whole. Along with I know Ali Watt got some games too. This was damn near like double overtime.
Yep.
And we talking about D-Rock, Lance, Oku. That's they starting backcourt right there. D-Rock, Lance, Oku with a few more others. But I'm just gonna go with the guards. You know, on my side we got Al, we got myself, we got Mubby, a kid named Mubby who had another move that you want to see. Some patented moves out there that you just want to see. Al Watt had one of them. And a kid named Mubby, man, he rested in peace, had one that'll send you to heaven.
They be talking about that up fake all day long.
And we had Kais, and we had Abu White. And boy, I'm telling you, that game right there will always go in the history. I ain't even gonna tell you who won because it don't even matter. The bottom line is that's the type of thing that was going on in the 90s. 8 o'clock, everybody outside, all the cars, no hustling. People on the trees. Bottom line, either you got heart to play in that game or you don't. And that's how it was.
Dogs, stick up kids, everybody.
Word up. Go ahead, Rock, you got it.
Hey man, that right there took me there, man. I appreciate it, my brothers, and I know we us three, man. We talk about things like this all the time. So and I know it ain't new to my ears, but it always feels great to be recognized, man. Appreciate you boys, man. Y'all know I love y'all. All right, let me start here, man, because this is easy for me. I got so many memories, man. But I'm gonna go back. All right, so I'm gonna take Elijah. I'm gonna do this. We always worked out. Everybody always played and we worked out. And everybody had their own little gyms and you got better at wherever you were. And then you would see either you worked out with each other or you would see each other on the court and be like, damn, he been working. I could tell he been working. So I'm gonna fast forward to us getting through high school. We on our way. I'm going to JUCO. Eli on his way to go to college. And we trying to get our stuff together. We playing in the Pro-Am up in East Orange. Actually, because it moved all around. It was in Elmwood Park and East Orange High School. Yeah. At this summer, it was at Orange High School. It was in between us figuring we're gonna play outside in the park. Or whatever. So we was all on the same team. Me, Eli, Lance, again, Ab, Quan from
Johnson.
Jumping. Quan Johnson.
Okay.
So we had some athletes, we had some ball players, Dave Banton, a couple others, going to it. So we playing. Now, mind you, we got a guy coaching us because Duke was coaching us at one point. Duke Johnson, Branchbrook, Duke, my man. Duke was coaching us at one point, but then Pat Devaney took over the team. So, we all trying to get our stuff together. We playing against some of the older guys. Rod Strickland and I played against the week before, and Mark Jackson the week after that. So it was a tough league, man. It was a beautiful thing. So Elijah, we playing against these couple kids from West Virginia. Mike Boyd playing for West Virginia. With the University of West Virginia. I can't remember his name right now, but Mike Boyd probably will remember that. So we playing in the game. We getting busy out there. Eli, when we play the game, man, ain't too much of that laughing and talking. We do all that stuff after the game. Even when we were on the same team, the conversations will be to motivate each other. Or like, if I saw, even with me being a little older, if Eli saw me out there and I'm slacking like, yo, Rock, man, what's going on, man? Get to it. So this is how we communicate. Anyway, so Pat over there with the substitution patterns, that's a little bit out of pocket, man. He's subbing all types of crazy. So I remember a couple times, Quan kept like, hey, put me in the game, Pat. He just subbing himself in. Anyway, long story short, halftime done went by. We rolling. The West Virginia kid is talking a little crazy, but we don't really talk much, so we gonna get at him when we get at him. Oh man, Chuck, we get the rebound. They kick the ball on the left wing. Elijah grabs the ball at half court. He moved the feet real quick when he grabbed the ball. So I'm looking like I don't know what he's gonna do. The ball is in his right hand, even though he's on the left side. Ball in his right hand. He switched it real quick. The kid is coming from the opposite three and trying to size him up. So he looking like he's trying to get even with him right about the foul line. So he's running towards Eli. Now, mind you, Chuck and Ty, Eli ain't dunked that many times in games. Yeah. But this one right here, and I knew he had been working. Now, was a jumper. I knew he had been working, but he put this kid in the rim. Bam! Left hand jammed it on him so hard. We lost it. Now, mind you, this is my man. This is my little man that I have not seen dunk. Period. First time I see Eli dunk is on somebody in a Pro-Am right before we about to run to school. So just to make I know I can get long-winded, but to make it make sense, man. Good. That shit motivated me so much, man. Pardon the cursing. I was so excited. I I wanted the game to be over. I wanted to get in the gym. Like
said, nah, I gotta work on these.
What you been doing? Let me fast forward, man. Like now, let me go to Al, man. Let me pivot to Al. Now, again, he can talk a little bit of the history, man. We've been knowing each other a long time, so watching each other's progress is easy. Not being, having a real friend when you can share that. Damn, that move was tough, Smooth. You been working on that? Hey, let me see if you can do that with me on it. So I jump on him. He'll do a move or two. I know he's gonna start laughing. D-Rock always got a sense of humor. You make a move on me, and it don't matter if we in the game, we working out. I'm gonna make the noise to let you know. Like, whoa, okay, we're working. So I knew Al had been working. He had a spin move that was crazy. Rest in peace to the world, because Tyrese gave us the jewels in the nutshell. He had, Tyrese had a spin move that was exceptional, man. Once you got it, you add your own little things to it. We all did it. That's it. Even though D-Rock like to get his 1-2 and get right to that damn rim, I can play with the ball a little bit too. But Ali Watt, man, his work ethic has always been that ever since a young kid. So when we look at him having the dream of knowing, regardless if it was play professional ball first, and then getting to coaching and working on analyzing and being what is this called now, Smoothvilles? Let me get it right. A tactician.
Oh yeah.
Let me get it right. No, but honestly, man, watching that growth, and also knowing that he respected the game so much that even when I knew I was just blessed to jump, I was blessed to be able to do a lot of things athletically that I really didn't work on. Now, as when I get older and I'm playing against competition of players from all over the world, Ali Watt, again, I'm gonna say it, he's younger than me, but not, and that's only an age. When it came down to the game, we was knowledgeable about the same, and he would give me jewels all the time. Like we would work out 3-4 hours, regardless of who was in that gym. You know what he would do after we finished? He'd go right in the basement and get to the weights. Call me to see if I wanted to get a couple sets in. You know that ain't gonna happen, man. You know I got this good, but I'm like, hey, come on, beloved, come on. You know, we just worked 3 hours.
Hey, D-Rock.
Games nonstop.
D-Rock, I know you're not lying.
He go downstairs and bang out with the weights, and he would say to me, "D, man, this is what's gonna take it to the next level, man. Like your body after the game, You know, like even with other guys telling us these things, this is the early '90s, man. I want to say the end of the '80s, man. Like it wasn't that clean and everybody thinking they knew what it was about being a trainer. Ali Watt had that already in the memory bank, man. He already knew what he wanted to do. So watching the game, I can't even just pick one actual part of a game that he did. It was just watching his progress and knowing mentally he wanted to get this thing right. So when we got older, he can pass it on, man. So I got so many stories, man. I could do this all damn day, man.
So listen, I know you're not lying, right, about Al, because we was in Vegas, right? He was working the kids out. We played tournament. He would stretch them out before games and whatnot. So we out there. I think we had an 8:00 game. So I'm like, damn, I gotta get up early because I was driving my team to the game. So I thought I got up early, 6:30 in the morning. I get up and I'm in the kitchen because we ordered like an Airbnb. Yeah. So I'm in the kitchen cooking breakfast, and I thought I saw something behind me. So I'm like, Al Watson is outside doing push-ups and laps. So right in the swimming pool. So I said, yo, I go outside. I said, yo, how many push-ups you did? He told me 500. I said, how many laps you did? He said about 100. I said, all right, yo, he different.
Yeah, that's Ali Watt.
Nah, he prepared just in case one of them kids start talking. He got to be prepared.
Okay, so one thing y'all talked about was the pro-am, right? And it makes sense because 2 weeks ago we actually did a draft from players who play in the pro-am. Nice. Now what we want to do is we're gonna do a charity game with people that play in the pro-am, try to make it competitive. We ain't put the reason out yet, but once everybody hear why, I think everybody will be on board. But I've heard so many legendary stories about the pro-am when y'all played. I heard you had to have 2 NBA players, and like you said, Mark Jackson was there, Rod Strickland, Eric Williams. There's so many players that I heard. So now, and we gave each other the flowers. Now I want to. I'm the one who start trouble. That's me. He the good co-host. I'm the bad co-host. I want to hear a game where maybe Al, you say, yo, I got the best of Elijah, or Elijah got the best of D-Rock or whatever, if y'all played against each other.
You want to hear what?
The game where you got the best of one of the other two. I start the trouble.
Let me start.
Oh, you ready? Elijah ready?
No. Hit me out. See, I'm going to give y'all a lesson on something, young fellas. Y'all listening? Listening?
I'm listening. You done fucked up, Chuck.
Real ballers, we don't discuss that. See, real ballers don't get into that. You know what I'm saying? Now, I'm going to be honest with you. We all done had some battles.
Okay.
That's the bottom line. See, that's the difference between let me tell you something. This is the difference between the 90s and now. Now, and there's no disrespect because we got some killers in this generation too. Okay. But you know what the major problem is? Everybody want to link up on one team. And see, we ain't do that back then. See, everybody stuck with their team. We all was brothers, but everybody had their team. Yeah. It wasn't no, all right, I'm going to go me, Lance, Al, Horace, D, we all going to get on one team. Like, we ain't doing that. Because at the end of the day, everybody had their squad, right? Everybody had their team. And we all was brothers off the court. But see, let me give you a lineup, for example. And then, because I know we don't got a lot of time, but let me just give you an example, young Telly fella. So look, Monday, right?
Mm-hmm.
You may have to play against D-Rock. Tuesday, you might have to run against Al Watt. Wednesday, you might have to run against O'Coop. Thursday, you might have to go against Terry Neller. You know what I'm saying?
That's a good name.
Then the next day, you might have to go against Lance. We talking about bona fide killers. And we ain't even talking about the New York. We ain't even get to New York.
Terrence Rencher and them jokers.
Terrence Rencher. We ain't even get to all of them. Then you had Shaheem Holloway that was playing when we was playing. Yo, I'm telling you, look, it was no days off. And I'm going to be honest with you. The numbers that they be putting up in that program now, bro, hey, I listen, man. That ain't happening. You ain't. If you get 50, your damn sure ain't averaging 50. But if you get 50, then you a bad man. Because we thought the game a little bit better. If somebody got it going, it ain't no ego problem for us to double team you and give it to somebody else. We thought the game a little bit better. You know what I'm saying? And that's what made us productive at the next level. Because then, ain't nobody, and then you forgot about Showtime, Mark Brown, some of the older cats that was still playing, Mark Brown, like, bro, I don't know. Listen, somebody told me that, the 80s was this. And no matter of fact, I think it was Anthony Avent. I think I seen him talking about something, and I'm going to say this and let it go. I think Ant was like, the 80s had their players, and then the 90s it started to go down a little bit. Listen, I'm about to say this well about it, and Ant lost his damn mind.
I never loving mine.
I just ain't never go down, bro. I know the 80s might have been all right with Avent and them, but them 90s, bro, most guards ain't want to see them 90s, man.
Yeah, because you have to figure, I remember vividly playing, right? I remember we were coming up, but I remember going against Tyrese. I remember watching Tyrese and what's his name? McNeil, Shareek McNeil. They were on their way out. So then we had to fight with Mark Brown, Mike Boyd, all of them. So it was their prime. So we still young bucks, but we still grinding. And then we would still have to battle amongst our own era of guards, plus Mike Boyd, all of them who was in their prime. So that's what sharpened us. Like we was going at it for ourselves, but we was shooting for them. You know what I'm saying? So it's like that's what made us like. I personally think our era. Everybody think their era was it, but I think the time that we came when we started really blossoming, Mark Brown and them was still in their prime. Yeah, but it was like, them niggas coming. So
you guys,
and then we had a bunch of guards, like night in and night out, like Eli said. Every day you going against somebody. So
because you guys are early 90s, right? Like the 90, 91, 92 in that range, correct?
Yeah.
Hey.
That's when I graduated. That's back to back. Was that me and then Al, then Eli, right? Eli came 93, 92.
Yeah, I came 93.
Okay.
93. We 91, 92, and 93. Like, that's all three of us in a row. Those years. But the answer is, be honest with you, fellas. Every time we played against each other, those games was battles. I can vividly remember, like, having to play against Beloved. And just give me an example. Beloved and June on one team. Me, Lance had moved, Coop had moved to another squad. He got his own squad. Because as we started establishing ourselves, we didn't play with each other no more. Like, we played against each other. Like, as we young, you had to pay your dues. So you got down with a team that puts you down. So more than likely, you was going to wind up having a brother or two on your squad with you. But honestly, brother, you couldn't even sleep. I play against Lance at 5 o'clock, Alley Wide at 7:30. Then wake up at 12 o'clock the next day. I got Eli in June. And then later on, I go to haul ass up the Orange. I got Show and Earl Flanagan. That's the next time. Herm and James Hargrove. Like it was like talent across the board. Let alone the pros that's in the game. Because Al did mention like David Rivers and some of them other players. It was like players that was coming at the end of the 80s. When we coming in. So Amen definitely was a little sleep because we right behind him. We right with him. Amen came out. We right with him. So he was talking about late nights. I had to be Beloved.
Yeah, he probably
because I was his point guard. Like, what are you talking? I ran that team he was on. So I think that was he probably talking about late 90s, and I still don't think it went down. I just think the game got a little bit crowded, And a lot of people that was in our era, a lot of guys didn't come back to give the jewels. Like either they went away and stayed away, either played overseas and stayed away. A lot of guys from Jersey, regardless if they left within high school, they left and they didn't come back home. And then as we were getting older, what did happen that was different from Avant and them and our generation, when we were in college, the college leagues all died out. So we all played in the pro-am leagues. At the top, sanctioned leagues, though, like college players played.
Yeah.
But the college league for themselves, like I think when Avant and them first were in, it was college leagues. Like fourth level of group, like for the high D1s, whatever. Anybody that was in college. By the time we came up, we were playing with the pros. You know what I mean? You was at the end of your high school year, you played with the pros and moved on. I mean, the whole was always that. That's our foundation, first and foremost. And the whole was always pros, college, or whatever you were. North Legend. You just had to be that to play down there. So to answer that question, it would be tough. But every time we played against each other, man, it's moments in that game you had to look at each other like, damn.
Hey, look, I'm laughing because
You know what though? Before you go, Chuck, I'll give you one though. We was playing Alley Watt, right? We was playing Alley Watt at Branchwood Park, right? So I like to say the first half, I think I hit a couple bombs from deep, right? I'm like, yeah, I'm gonna get hot today. I was nigga Al came out, boy. That nigga must have, excuse my language, that nigga Alley Watt came out, man. He must have gave about 8 buckets, 6 buckets in a row. Right? you know, and they won. And they won.
Oh, that's done.
Word. See, that's the difference between our generation now. See, you if you have a bad game or you not even a bad game, if you get hit up or you get outdone that game, you don't go home and say, oh, it was all right, don't worry. No, you take that shit to the heart. Like that's the difference. This generation, and I'm not here to talk about it, we here to help them. We here to help them get better. But see, if you're a true baller, you take things like that to the heart. And you don't go home and let somebody tell you, oh no, it wasn't your fault. Every bit of that was my fault. Every bit of that I gotta win. And I gotta get up the next morning and I gotta go get to the gym on Miller Street, which is my area. I gotta get up at 6 in the morning, I gotta go to work. And that's the difference. You know what I'm saying? Listen, if you play against enough killers, you're gonna have your moments and you're gonna get yours. Or you gonna get killed sometimes. That's a part of the game. That's a part of the game. At the end of the day, you gotta go put that work in. You can't go home and let somebody massage your head talking about, don't worry about it, son, it was somebody else's fault. Every time you get your, excuse my language, you get your ass kicked, it's somebody else's fault. That's what's wrong with this generation now. It's too damn sensitive. Ain't nobody pray for your father, Chuck, if we were sensitive. You know what I mean? Times your father cursed me out, bro.
Hey, listen. I was just about to say that. I was about to say I spoke to him about you guys. I'm like, yeah, I'm gonna ask this question. Hopefully, I'll get a story. He like, man, they not about to tell you no story. They had too many stories, so they ain't gonna tell you. So, before we let you go, cause I know you guys, you want to spend time with your mothers and your wives, right? I want to give flowers because Al. One, I got my juices from Al. You trying to do a little juice detox? Go see Al. He does still do training.
He was complaining about it too, Al.
Hey, yo,
the first nasty.
That elderberry with the cayenne. Oh my God.
Oh, that tighten you up.
Yeah, right. But he got me the juices. He does the training. He was just training Victor Oladipo. Want to give you your flowers. Elijah, I can remember going down to Benedict's watching you play with my pops in early 90s. One of the reasons I actually went there. And D-Rock, I heard so many stories. Like when I was playing at Sacred Heart with him, my father be like, man, you ain't going to never be no D-Rock. I'm like, man. I hate D-Rock. I probably saw him play. I ain't seen him play
rides in
in
the
10
van,
years.
D-Rock, them rides in the van, man. B used to be talking about you, so
All the time. So
put the pressure on us.
I just want to thank you guys. And now both Eli and D-Rock, you both coaching. I didn't get to play. Wait, I don't think I coached against E. I don't think we played University when I did, but I coached against D-Rock at the campus, North Star and Payne Tech. So
yeah, whatever with all that.
I wasn't even gonna say what happened. I'm just gonna say I coached against.
Hey, beloved, go ahead with all that.
No, but look.
Hey, God bless me with that, beloved.
No, but look, you actually like
Nah, you're right, Joe.
just even this year, like I think this year's team was less talented than last year's team, but you actually went further this year. You know, my cousin played for you, Gary, and you know I saw you guys went all the way to the sectional championship. Unfortunately, we took the L, but nobody expected you to get. I think y'all like a 13 seed or a 12 seed, something like that.
15 seed, no doubt.
15.
15 seed and to
wow.
make it to the sectional
Man.
championship. That's
Yeah.
great. University, y'all won, right?
Absolutely. Congrats, Eli.
We was able to pull out the sectional, man.
Okay.
So it's a blessing, bro.
So you got a couple of sectionals, I believe, too.
My boys.
So-
My boys. See what I'm saying, Chuck? It's still motivation. It's still motivation here, man.
Mhm.
I call Eli after a game and critique his whole damn game if he need me to. And he'll do the same if we need be.
Absolutely.
I hear Ali Wild while I'm stressed out. Like, why the kids ain't playing no defense? These are things that will always be, man, to the end of time, man. I love these boys, man.
Yeah, that's
Rock. Hey, Chucky.
Chucky.
Come on, man.
Story. We used to, don't forget Ali Watt coach too.
Yeah.
So listen, man. When we was playing Ali Watt, you know what I used to do? I used to make sure I go lift before the game. See how that 90s mentality, that 90s attitude wear off on you even when you get older. See, I know Al gonna be in shape. So I said, you know what, we playing Ali Watt. Ask Al, they tell you I used to come to the game, I used to have a cut off polo shirt. He'd be like, yo, hey, why you wearing a polo shirt? I'm like, nah, Al, you ain't just gonna be looking the only one looking.
Still competition.
You got anything you want to ask before we let him go?
I got.
Chigo, man. You know what though? I will be a foolish to not mention Ashley Move Lance in June, man. Like them three guys. Like I was actually hoping that June and Lance would be.
Yeah, man, y'all gotta talk to him. Lance and June was supposed to come on.
Oh,
Yeah,
you know, I
of course,
never
man,
forget
make
about IG off, man. It's quite a few. I was just mentioning them too because I thought they were gonna be on today.
I gotta
And we always bring up Ashley Move, but definitely IG off, man.
Yeah.
Come on, you know, like these, and it's like we all brothers, we all family, man.
Yeah.
Like no matter where we all family, man. Along in guards we trust, huh?
Before we let y'all go,
honestly,
I just got a question for y'all because right now it's kind of like a disconnect with the big bros currently and the younger generation coming up. So like I guess like the guys after your generation, so the guys in the 2000 are like the big bros now, and then we got some newer guys coming up. And what advice would you have for the big bros right now that's trying to reach out and trying to lead the younger generation? What advice could you give those guys? Because I feel like it seems like there's a disconnect right now, and people aren't on the same page as far as elevating the game.
Go ahead, Ali Watt.
So the disconnect, you said, what is the disconnect between the big bros of today and the players of today?
Yeah, he said, what advice would you give the big bros to give to the younger age group to try to build that bridge back up? So you could, because to be honest, Jersey basketball is down. So what advice would you give the big bros to help the little bros out?
Yeah.
Damn, that's a tough one. I just think it's a lot of different variables. And I just observe the players and then the I guess the so-called big bros or whatever.
Yeah.
It's different. It's different. Like the kids are dealing with I never seen outside of Miss Leonard, Miss Leonard and Miss Knight.
Lady.
They were like basketball parents. Like they were like our moms.
Yeah.
We were away on games. It was just like our mom being there. You know what I'm saying? So you had I just think that they lacking so much with the parents. The parents are involved now, like the social media. I don't think we personally. I mean, I didn't. Games, all that stuff play a different part.
Okay.
In the generation. So the big bros aren't. A lot of the big bros aren't basketball players. You know what I'm saying? They're not. They didn't go through it. Like, I mean. It's hard. I don't know. It's just kind of hard to compare the two.
Yeah.
I mean, only thing I could say. I mean, even now, if I talk to people, I would say the patience. Just
Patience.
But for me, it's hard because I was always a worker.
Yeah.
So anything that they said about me, I was before A-game training. I was a workout dude. I'll go work out with Al. He always working out. So it's hard for me to give advice to a lot of the kids today. If you tell me I want to go D1 or go pro or whatever, I'm gonna process it like a computer. All right, bet. This is what you need to do. I'm gonna give you the information. I'm gonna expect you to. You want to get up 5 o'clock in the morning, 2 a days, take care of your body, eat this. So if you tell me you want to do this, but I'm giving you the stuff, you're not doing it, it's hard for me to, you wasting my time.
Facts.
So now, and you know it, and y'all know how this generation, is like, Al, hard, or Al, you know what I mean? So they're going to pacify you.
Okay.
I'm not going to pacify you. So, you know what I mean? So I think a lot of the people that are saying they big bros, not all, but you pacifying them. You like, not necessarily yes men, but you're telling them what they want to hear instead of what they need to hear. You know what I'm saying? So I would just say my advice in a nutshell, I guess, would be just tell them what they need to hear, and this they'll come back around. Because what happened at the end of the day, the mirror don't lie. Somebody gonna take something and be like, when they look in that mirror, like, yo, such and such was right.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? They might push away from you, not be a friend, but you can live with yourself. You gave them the right advice, and that's all you could do.
I like that.
Good point. A valid point.
Hey, Rob,
What's up, baby?
I flat out tell you, man, I appreciate the biggest thing I appreciate is that, my mom's got, sick early and moved to Alabama, but when I stayed with my grandma, and my grandma raised, and of course my aunts and stuff, but my grandma, let me tell you something, man. Let me tell you one big disconnect. You know what grandma used to say? Boy, go to school and be home after practice. That's it. All that, if you plan and not plan, that's up to you. See, we not gonna do that. I'm calling the coach, and you ain't listen. You want it, go get it. And you know what that meant? Sometimes you gotta go outside. I might not let you go to the court yet, but you can go right outside in front of the house and dribble that ball. Like that's a big difference. And like even when we talk about Mama Leonard and our basketball moms, they kept it 100 with you. Yeah. If you play, excuse my language, Chucky. If you play like shit, that's what they told you. Play like shit. See what I'm saying? Bottom line. And Mama Leonard was like Mama Leonard to everybody. You feel what I'm saying? Yeah. Bottom line, if you played like shit, whether you was going against D-Rock or not, it was simple as that. And either you was going to take it or you not. And when your father, when we used to do AAU, when you start feeling yourself a little bit, and he put you in your place, and you could be. I remember he put me in my place in New York at the Gauchos. Woo! I'm getting recruited big time now. I'm listen, man. 11 is stepping him up now. I started feeling myself a little bit. Let me tell you something. Your father cursed me out. We was playing in Gauchos. Blah da 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 da. You feeling yourself? Sit your ass down. You know what my grandmother said when I went home? Sit your ass down.
No doubt. No doubt.
It ain't no pacifying. It's too much pacifying going on. And at the end of the day, you know who lose in the end? They lose in the end. Because one thing about it, we got this misconception that coaches can make somebody give you a scholarship. That's the biggest misconception there is. Coach can't. I don't care who you coach for. I don't care how much people make it look good. I don't care how much they make this thing look all beautiful and everything. At the end of the day, if you ain't good enough to play at that next level, a coach ain't taking you. I don't care if the coach is your best friend. Because they got somebody to answer to too. Yeah. So the biggest thing I would say is we got to stop pacifying this generation and let them know if you gonna go get it or you not. It's real simple mathematics.
Got you.
Eli and Al both hit that on the head, man. Just to jump back on like fundamentals, man. Like being able to let a kid know it's okay to learn your body. It's okay to learn how to move your feet. It's okay to learn how to do all the proper things first instead of all of the flashy shit. Now, if a kid has all the moves in the world and the kid just learned the game from the street, ain't nothing wrong with that also. But what I'm starting to see a lot more of is that as fans watching the game is if that's the substance of the game, like being flashy, doing stuff that don't make a damn sense to me, like learning moves that's really counter moves. Like me, Elijah, And I'll tell you, it's okay when you get in the gym and you're working on your game and you learn the counter move here and there. But how many times you gonna use that goddamn counter move?
Yeah.
Like, if you learning the fundamentals on how to move left to right, what people used to say to me all the time, they laugh about it. Eli and Al probably laugh right now. I'll give you a quick 1-2 and I'm out.
That is deep. The best 1-2 in the business.
Oh man, I hesitate. I wait on you. I see that hip move. I'm gone. And I look at that. Your father, Chuck. Like, I had speed, and he used to say to me all the time, D, stop playing with the ball. Go by him. You get by him, now you get up in the air. You get by him, you create. You get by him, you draw a defender. You can drop it off. These fundamentals are being lost, and the guys that's watching the game, they only giving them the flashy stuff, you know, the stuff that's without substance. So if I can talk to any of the OGs now, any of the younger guys, and I'm a coach, so I always want to go back to fundamentals. Okay. I think those things and learning the game and respecting the game at all times, because the game don't owe us nothing, man. You know what I mean? We done did everything we can, but the game still don't owe us nothing. Okay. Like, we have to give that same respect to the game. So if I want to say anything and echo it to the youngins, like, respect the game and learn your fundamentals. No matter what that is, defensively, offensively, learn the fundamentals, man, and stop rushing your body. Be okay with being young, man.
And Chuck, and one last thing, Chuck, be a student of the game. That's the one thing I forgot that we did a lot of. It wasn't nothing for us to put 2 VCRs together because we ain't have all this stuff back in the day. It wasn't nothing to put 2 VCRs together to tape a game so I could watch my favorite point guard, which was Kenny Anderson for me. And watching Kenny, watching Travis Best, watching all these players late at night trying to see how they do things. Because a part of being great is watching other players along with your peers. But I'm going to tell you something else. It ain't stopped just with Kenny Anderson and all those great point guards. It wasn't enough for me to break down the game when Al was playing, when D-Rock was playing, when Lance was playing, when Horace was playing right on the side of me, Hojo. We had other cats like Smooth, Lil Khaled, Corsi. Listen, if you did a podcast on just 90s guards, bro, your whole thing would be filled up for the whole year. On this podcast right here every Sunday. But I'm gonna say this. Great players take something from other great players.
That's a
And
fact.
see, sometimes this generation, we sometimes let our pride get in the way of our goal, which is, like Al said, if you want to go to this level, now you got to go for it. And a part of that is never being too good to take something. You think I ain't gonna practice Al Rock move? You think I ain't gonna practice D-Rock had that? Listen, Rock don't even know it. Rock had that move where he put you to sleep, hit you with that, and it's like Lullaby Baby. Boom. As soon as you dip with him, it's going up. You think I ain't used at an FDU in September? Of course I did. So at the end of the day, you gotta be a student of the game.
Yeah.
We gotta get up and we gotta watch other people that play our position. Because a lot of times what D-Rock saying, Ali Watt saying, what I'm saying as coaches, if we don't study the game, sometimes it go right over your head. And you be like, man, why they always on me? But it's those little fundamentals that if you watch the game, it'll make a lot of sense when we're trying to tell you. So be a student of the game, because I can tell you that I know D-Rock, Al, and all the great Brevin Knight who came up with us. I can tell you that not only did we work out, we spent a lot of nights staying up watching film. Not with no coaches. Because they say great players do things without the coach watching. And that's normally what make great players. If you only do something when the coach watching or when the coach telling you, then you behind. You feel me? So that's what's up, man.
Hey man, I want to say first and foremost, I appreciate you guys coming on a podcast.
Definitely.
Besides you calling me Chucky and all that, everything goes went good. Everything goes went good.
I'm just playing, Chuck.
Hey, just our flowers, man. All you guys are legends. Like I said, I've been hearing about you guys since I was young. I'm still hearing about you now, and I just appreciate you coming on the podcast and giving love.
Oh, you family, Chuck. You know that, baby.
All right, take care. Y'all be good.
Appreciate y'all, man.
I appreciate it, man. Keep up the good work, bro.
Trying.
Peace, bro. All right.
Alkaline. I need my alkaline, baby.
Alkaline water.
Yeah, no doubt.
All right.
All right, y'all. Peace, bro.
All right. so we just wanted to touch in with some of the OGs so they could drop some knowledge, some jewels, give some of their background, their story to us. We had some really, really good, interesting stories, some knowledge that they dropped on us. Hopefully, a lot of you guys are listening in, paying attention to what's going on.
Yeah, like that was a little. I wouldn't say surreal, but it was funny because I grew up watching all them play. They all played for my father AAU team. I heard stories, and I was real young back then. I think I remember more so Elijah because he was at Benedict. I seen everybody play at Benedict.
Yeah.
But just to watch him play when I was younger, to grow up, maybe forget about it, and then hear game. Mark tell me about him, and Frank White tell me about him. Of course, my pops tell me about him, and I know you hear certain things too.
Nah, definitely.
To even now coaching against them and coaching with them, and being part of the same organization is good. So good talking to the OGs. Hopefully, we could be the OGs of the podcast game or something like that. But
funny thing though, before we go, Beloved was saying that he used to record the games and watch his favorite players. So I used to record games too. And like when the NBA games came on back in the day, it used to be this message. It was like a privacy message that like you can't record something where you're gonna get locked up. I used to always be scared that somebody was gonna bust in my house and lock me up because I used to record the basketball games. I always record the Bulls game. Used to watch Scottie Pippen game. That was a player that I followed. I wanted to be like the most coming up, but that was interesting to me.
You scary ass. Anyway,
I'm a kid.
I don't want to hear none of that. Nah, thanks for tuning into the Clipboard. We'll be back next week. Thanks for tuning in, and happy Mother's Day once again.
We out.